So we've been doing this YouTube thing for about 2 years now, which for me is a long time, but for you probably isn't. When I started this channel, I had no idea where we were going or what we were doing, and well, quite frankly, I still don't have any idea what we're doing or where we're going. I thought it would also be absolutely hilarious and probably real stupid if I gave you a quick shop tour of the shop we don't have. You know, a lot of YouTubers, they have these fancy shops now, you know, and after 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or whatever, then they get an even fancier shop. But I got nothing because I'm poor. So let me give you a rundown of that real quick. Also, we'll do a little quick discussion about where we've been, where we're going, hopefully to give you a feel for the channel. And yeah, so let's get going on that. So when I started this channel back, you know, many moons ago, we had the problem of what are we going to call it? You know, and there's plenty of other channels, garage this and garage that and whatever garage, and well, I don't have a garage and I probably never will have a garage, so we just didn't know what to call it. And of course I had no idea what in the world I was even going to be ultimately doing on this channel. So what do we call it? Well, you know, it seemed like I'm always out here in the weeds, you know, fighting with these things and everything, and it seemed appropriate that we should have a sort of, you know, outdoorsy sort of name, or, you know, something relating to, you know, me chasing wrenches across a field or something ridiculous like that. So, you know, this is what we ended up with. So I thought it would be, you know, just kind of stupid and possibly hilarious if I give you kind of just a general shop tour and you can see where we're working and, you know, what we do on a daily basis. So this is the floor of my shop. You know, it's nice and hard packed, except when it's raining. You know, nice and comfortable to lay on. No, not really. You know, but this is what we're working with. Something you got to watch out for on our shop floor: ant hills. These things will really get you if you're not from the south where ants bite. It kind of hurts. Over here we have the toolbox section of the shop. You know, it's very convenient. You can just drive your toolbox to wherever you're working, you know, open it up and you got tools. Also, our toolbox section of the shop contains our air compressor and our generator if we need power. Also, I should note that the toolbox section of the shop is also getting a flat tire right now. I should do something about that. So let's go to the back of the garage here. So speaking of tires, this is our tire changing section of the garage. You know, you can just drive right up to it. Oh, and there's our shop floor cleaner. You know, she just polishes the floors up real nice in our garage. Great thing about having this type of garage is you can just drive whatever you want right into the garage. So here we go, you know, just right in the middle. Nice and convenient and easy to work on. Over here we have our backup tool storage for the garage. You know, any extra tools or anything, you can just throw them in there. Very convenient. And if you don't like where it is, well, you can just hitch up and move it somewhere else in the shop. And while we're over here, this is the parts bin section of the shop. If you need a part, you can just come right over and, you know, steal it. So, great place for storage. You know, you just roll her right into the back of the shop and there she sits. And you also have some internal parts storage. See? Yep. Not waterproof, but you can put them inside. Over here, this is the roofed section of the shop. As you can see, it'll keep the rain off your head really nice. And if you want to work on stuff, you can just roll it right here under the roof. Over here we have tire storage. You can just sort of stack them up off to the side in the shop and, you know, right next to the scrap metal pile. So I recently acquired this trailer. So Thanks, future dad, for that. You have no idea how much I appreciate this thing, because I have no shop to work out of. I have my work truck, and I have, like a junky old shed in the back and that I can't stand up in and that kind of thing. And so this thing has just been the greatest thing about since sliced bread. Let me show you what we got going on. I got hooks and stuff to store stuff, but this is just kind of my part storage and tool overflow trailer. And I can carry all my excess liquids and things here that would just take up space in the truck, and my penetrating fluids and heavy duty pullers and clamps and things like that, and just my boxes of V-belts and exhaust parts and hose clamps and parts, and all the huge part storage things, and I can store my smaller parts in here so they don't rattle around when you drive, and all my extra hardware and the tools and things that are so bulky and hard to store on a utility truck. And like I got my engine rebuilding tools in their own box here, and my torch extra setup and stuff out of the way. And we got an organized part storage here, like our sensors and spark plug wires and all that stuff, spare distributors and that kind of stuff. It's just, this trailer is really nice. You wouldn't think it, but when you don't have a garage or a shed or anything to store this stuff in an organized fashion, this is just one of the absolutely best things you can have, because it's mobile. Because I can take this wherever I want. I can just hook it up to my truck, and if I need extra parts and things, or if I want to move it around, if I want to move it close to a project like that Jeep over there, it's easy enough. If you can't move the project to the shop, you move the shop to the project, right? So yeah, it's great. And I've actually got everything labeled here, so it's real easy, especially when you got your tools back. When you got your tools towards the rear of the trailer here, you can just come in here and grab what you want. A lot of big stuff I can't fit on the utility truck, like big clamps and pullers and slide hammers and things like that. And well, nice pile of hammers there. Things like that. Of course, this has like a duplicate set of sockets and everything, so you don't actually need to rely on the truck. You can actually just kind of connect as a standalone shop if needed, but also has all your parts and everything. So this thing, I can't say it enough. It's just been fantastic. I even have lights up here that I put in. You just plug them in here to your shore power or whatever, and you got extra outlets up there if you want to charge drill batteries or tool batteries and such. Those are just LED work lights, and these are just excess cabinets and excess racks and things that I actually didn't put any money into this thing other than what I had laying around. I had the toolboxes. This toolbox was given to me along with the trailer, so again, thank you so much for that. Oh, and the cabinets, they were, excess cabinets left over that somebody gifted to me again, so thank you for that. And we got those racks and things from a clean out, and I've had that shelf back there for a long time. But all these things, they're just kind of clamped to the walls here, and I have the barrels nice and clamped in so they can't go anywhere. So yeah, and back here, of course you got to have your fire extinguisher, but all these things are just so accessible and handy in this format. And when you're done for the day, all you got to do is pull your power and close it up, and you can lock it, and then that's pretty much all there is to it. And then you got watertight storage. So since I do everything in a mobile fashion, I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. I also moved the tire changing station, since I shot that last footage, moved the tire changing station onto a trailer. So this is mobile now too, instead of sitting in the middle of my shop. And so I can move this anywhere I want now too, easily, and it's still accessible. And you just climb right up here and do whatever tire work you need. You got plenty of room around it and everything, so this is good. This trailer's gonna be one of my restoration projects one of these days. It needs a new bed, and new wiring and lights and things. I think the lights actually kind of work, but not completely. But one of these days I'm going to restore this trailer, and it's great for moving small equipment and stuff. Nice kind of little heavy duty welded frame on there. So yeah, that'll be something one of these days. And if you haven't watched some of the older videos on our channel, this is our run around shop truck. You know, you need a part, you run to the parts store, you hop in this. This is a great handy little vehicle. I know El Caminos are polarizing. Some people like them, some people don't, but you know what? This is one of the most comfortable trucks I have ever owned. And it is a truck. They're rated to haul like 800 pounds in the bed. It has inflatable air shocks. You can pump it up if you need to haul some weight. And you know, at this point, she needs a little bit of body work and maintenance, because I've used her hard. This here took her out to the farm a couple times too many, and I got some fertilizer jammed up under there before I could wash it out, and well, she's rusting through. But you have a project that's not fully restored and everything, you don't just feel bad about actually driving it and using it, and most importantly, enjoying it. So if you're going to have a shop truck, this is one of the most enjoyable ones you can have. It's comfortable, more comfortable than a regular pickup. You can, in a pinch, haul 3 people. You know, we've got more videos on this thing, but we actually use it. This isn't just for show. So there you have it. There's the quick tour. So I'm making this video because I just want to discuss the general philosophies of the channel, where we've been and where we're going. So on this channel, we've done everything from lawn mowers to like full vehicle projects. And by that I mean, you know, kind of revivals. We haven't done any full restorations because that's not really what I do. The whole goal of this channel is to kind of, you know, get things back into the hands of people who can appreciate them, not necessarily do a full restoration. You know, my philosophy is the things that you love most are probably the things you use most. You know, like this old rusty tractor I got here that, well, you know, she's a good workhorse, but she's one of my favorite projects because I don't have to worry if I get a little dent or something in her, and she's durable and everything, and I use it and appreciate it. So it's not like a fully restored thing that I'm afraid to operate or afraid of getting a dent in. You know, I can use it. And the same goes for my cars too. You know, I don't worry about getting a dent in them or a scratch, because, you know, I'll just slap some paint on it real quick or fix it up so it doesn't rust, and, you know, keep running with it. And I have found over the years that those are the vehicles that I actually end up liking the most. I have had brand new vehicles. I've had some really nice vehicles, but you know, you don't really truly appreciate them because you can't take them out and do everything you want with them, because you might damage them or you might get a scratch in it. So that's one of my personal philosophies. And so on this channel, you probably won't see any full restorations or anything. And if you look back at the things we've done, that's, you know, mostly what it amounts to. You know, I want to get things back into a shape that people can appreciate them and run them and drive them. You know, not park them in a showroom somewhere. That's not my goal. So where do I want to take the channel? Well, I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do. I have a lot of projects in my head. It's hard to create a really unique channel identity these days, because no matter what you choose, there's 1,000 other channels out there that are probably already doing or planning on doing the same things that you do, just because there's so many channels. I would like to do some more unique projects. This tractor behind me is an air-cooled diesel, and I have a special place in my heart for them because they're so easy to work on and reliable and everything, and so simple. I would like to put one of those in a work truck. And I know I talked before in a previous video about replacing my current utility work truck, the white GMC. If I replace that, I really want to replace it with a bigger crew cab. And you know, ultimately the dream project I have for my work truck is I want to take a square body crew cab and I want to drop a air-cooled, possibly Deutz diesel into it. And that is a thing GM did on some larger trucks for a couple of years, I think back in the 70s. So it was a thing that was done, but you can't hardly find them anymore. At any rate, I would like to do that someday. That's like my Halo dream project, but I don't think I'm going to get to that till I have a lot of money. I'm trying to pay off a lot of debt right now, and you know, that sort of thing. So I also want to know if you have any suggestions about things you'd like to see on the channel. Projects, more of a project, less of a project. What projects do you like? What kind of video style do you prefer? Because I know there's 1,000 different video styles out there. Some people do really detailed nuts and bolts breakdowns on their projects, and you know, those can turn into like 2-hour videos, and that's really long and bores some people. And there's some creators that will, you know, just do a quick summary because, you know, a lot of their viewers are familiar with the nuts and bolts and they don't need a recap of all that. They just, you know, they kind of want to see a quick run through with the project, where you've been on the project, where you're going, and what you've done, and then the final result. And that's fine. But I don't know what my audience wants to see on that. So, you know, leave things down in the comments. If you got suggestions, comments, questions, whatever, leave them down there. I do read all the comments and I appreciate them very much. Also, if you're around the North Florida area and you want to do a collaboration of some kind, I have no money, but I have lots of tools and time. So hit me up. You know, if you got a project you want to see running again or something, and you got a little bit of money to put into it, but you don't have any time or you don't have the tools to do it, I don't know, hit me up. We can maybe work something out. You know, I always need projects and I like to have fun doing this stuff. So, you know, let me know. Any feedback on this channel is always helpful and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again on another video. Dr. Pepper, it's so good, even Jeeps like it. I mean, that's just stupid. Why would you think that? Anyway, this channel isn't sponsored by Dr. Pepper or anything. I just happen to like Dr. Pepper because it's delicious. There's people driving through my shop.